Live.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Welcome.
Hello, welcome to the FilmJoy panel.
Hello, and welcome to the FilmJoy panel. I'm ad-libbing everything. In case you couldn't tell, I'm just standing here. I don't know why I'm standing. It would be weird.
We thought it would be awkward if you
Yeah,
sat
it'd be
over
weird,
there.
so I'm standing, okay? I have standing energy. Over here, we have Elisa Melendez.
You're lovely.
We have Mikey Newman.
Hello.
And I am Sam Winkler.
Damn.
Thank you, that one guy.
Sam fans in the room today.
Woo.
Team Sam.
But anyway, despite appearances, Mikey is leading this panel, so I'll just be here.
We are FilmJoy, us three plus your better half.
Yes,
Much better
yes.
half.
Zoe Wells is the missing Deep Dive
Zoe,
cast member. Hello, Zoe. Yes,
Zoe, everybody wave to
she
Zoe.
is back home with our newborn daughter. So,
Yeah, right. So
thank you. Yes, babies.
I hate the next sentence out of my mouth, but 8 years ago, I started a YouTube show called Movies of Mikey that evolved from just talking about 90s movies and maybe some stuff people didn't notice about them. And it evolved into a show about celebrating art and being goofy and just having fun and trying to give people like a safe place to hang out and just discover things, because I think movies are more interesting than people give them credit for, and they're a lot more work than people really understand. So it's just kind of the anti-YouTube, which is, by the way, not how to do YouTube. It does not work. The algorithm is a hate machine, and so every once in a while I'll do a Star Wars episode, and then everyone gets really mad at me. But we make more money, so I don't know what lesson I'm supposed to learn there.
You should do something uncontroversial, like a Marvel movie or something like that.
Oh yeah, maybe I should make fun of Infinity War.
That's a
I'll
great
live that
idea.
down
That's a
ever.
really great idea.
Oh, there's people leaving bad comments right now. Today we're going to show you the world premiere of the new Movies of Mikey. I did an episode on Die Hard because I thought there weren't enough opinions on the internet. No, actually, I think Die Hard is one of the most misunderstood movies ever.
It's actually an Easter movie.
Yes.
Everyone, yeah.
He is risen. But first, so dating back a long ways, me and Sam and one of my other friends named Chris Straub, we would always do quizzes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we like having audience participation. So we thought it'd be funny if I didn't give the quiz this time, and I'll be on Elisa's team. Sam wrote a horrible quiz for horrible people, and we need 2 volunteers to be the other team. Tara, can you grab the volunteers from the audience, please? Okay, we're on stage live on the internet.
Let's go.
What? That's a hand.
You cannot approximate a choice.
Ray in a 45-degree angle. You have to point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just somewhere over
Just
here.
in that general vicinity.
Yes. It's you.
All right, do we have 2 people to come sit on stage and compete in? Yes. Sam, could you reveal the name of the quiz, please?
Well, hold on. Let's get them situated.
Oh,
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be comfortable.
We have a lovely ramp.
Dun, dun,
Not a ramp, it's stairs. It's the other.
Yeah, trust me, I noticed it wasn't a ramp.
It was not a ramp. Hello, new cast members. Feel free to sit down. It's not a standing.
Welcome to FilmJoy.
Welcome to FilmJoy.
Don't expect money.
Yeah, you have to stand. What are your names?
Nitin.
All right.
Sean.
Please
What-
welcome.
More importantly, what is your team name?
What is your team name?
Y'all need a team name, because we know ours.
Oh, God. Already, we're putting us on the spot. We're not going to win.
Okay, team on the spot.
Yes.
We are Team Sparkle Ponies.
Team Sparkle Pony. Okay. So, speaking of other sentences that start with 8 years ago, yes. So, I am currently at PAX under the guise of a game developer, but 8 years ago, I was an enforcer working at PAX, working for PAX. Yes, give it up for the enforcers.
Yes.
Please do.
I was a big fan of a podcast called Chainsaw Suit. And
Smattering.
yes, and I submitted a quiz.
You did, yeah.
Not knowing Mikey, or I knew Mikey yet, but we did not have a friendly relationship. I submitted this. I don't think
We
they
weren't
did
kissing
it.
yet, but
No.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to say that has
We were
long-
exploring. Anyway,
And they were roommates.
so this is one of the first bits of my work that Mikey ever saw, and I don't think he remembers a single bit
No,
of it.
I definitely
No.
do not.
So,
We did hundreds of quizzes since
Yes.
this, so
so Team Sparkle Pony, team on the spot, are you ready to play? Is it a fishing lure or a nuclear test?
Hell yes, we are.
So the thing with quizzes is we always wanted simple questions that are generally one of two answers, and then we want, when you hear it, to your brain to melt, because it seems easy.
Oh, it's working right now.
Yeah, no, I peaked with this one.
Today.
So, is it something you affix to a line to catch a fish, or is it the military code name for a nuclear test?
This is diabolical.
We're gonna start easy.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm sure.
Sure.
Teapot zucchini.
What? It's like
Who answers first?
It's like this is like fishing lure, nuclear test, or jam band.
Yes,
Like,
yes. There is no option C.
Dave Matthews Band's original title, Teapot
Teapot
Zucchini. of course.
I am going to give the guests a little bit of leverage
Okay.
and say that they can answer second. So,
Okay.
Okay.
I think nuclear test. That's too dumb to be a fishing lure. Only the government
I
could
can't-
make something that dumb.
I can't picture something in that general shape that would be attractive to a fish, so I might be leaning in your direction. I mean, I don't know. I
Fish
don't know
lures
if fish like
are kind of
zucchini.
zucchini.
Team
shaped,
Sparkle
though.
Pony, do you have an answer?
Go nuclear test.
Nuclear test is our final answer, Samuel.
Team on the spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, you say it's too dumb to be a fishing lure. I think it's too smart. So
Whoa.
we agree. It's a fishing lure.
It's a fishing lure.
Yeah, it's just too strange a name for a nuclear thing.
Can't wait for this reveal.
Nuclear test!
Hey!
1 point, 1 point.
All right, like I said, that was the easy one.
The answer
Berkeley
first.
Power Worm.
They got to answer first this time.
Okay, we're trading off. By the way, this is all, I just get to shout these words. That's all I'm here for.
It is kind of word salad.
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
playing a
bit.
different game.
That's the fun of being the queen.
Team on the spot.
I think fishing lure again.
Think of fishing lure again?
Yeah.
We will go with the fishing lure.
Fishing lure?
We also say fishing lure.
Okay. It's a fishing lure! All right. It's not an appetizer at a Hawaiian restaurant. Hula popper!
No.
Hula popper.
I think Hawaii and nuclear.
Yeah, but that's a depressing.
My search history is messed up. There are SEO issues.
Okay, any relation to John Popper? Okay.
Yes, yes, the son of John Popper, Hula Popper. Team Sparkle Pony.
I feel like the Hawaiian connection says nuclear test to me.
Okay.
For similar reasons, we're going with nuclear test.
The answer is, as soon as I unlock my phone, fishing lure.
A popper? Like you just grab it and eat it?
Yes. Yes, the idea would be that the fish tries to eat it, yes.
Is that a Bennigan's appetizer?
It sounds like somebody
My
dropped a
understanding of poppers is way different.
Now, now that everyone has the flavor of this test,
Oh
this
god,
quiz,
does it get worse?
yeah. I mean, metagaming is a big part of any quiz that
Yeah,
Mikey
for
is
sure.
involved in, and I have gone Dante levels of deep on this. So, all right,
9th level.
yep. Buster Jangle.
That's them first.
Oh no.
Buster Jangle.
It's egregious enough to be a nuclear test.
Okay.
I think that is a TGI Fridays appetizer.
Not an option.
I think it's an unknown burgeoning musical genre. I'm in a Buster Jangle.
I'm feeling. Oh god, I was gonna say
It's
fishing lure.
the hyphen is messing me up.
Isn't it though?
That says government to me. They love unneeded punctuation
All right,
on
let's
things.
go with that.
Nuclear test.
It is a nuclear test.
Buster Jangle. I'm going to be thinking about that hyphen.
Tumbler Snapper. There's an E.
I cannot believe you didn't make these up.
Never mind.
That's us.
Tumbler Snapper.
I got that at Red Lobster once. What the?
Yes. Goes well with a nice Cajun seasoning.
A lobsterita.
A lo-
Little cheddar bay
I
biscuit.
feel like
No.
like a snapping kind of motion might be a good like fishing lure kind of thing. Just
Ooh,
like,
love that. So fishing. We're gonna go say fishing lure.
Okay, team on the spot.
We are also fishing lure.
All right, nuclear test. Plum Bob Priscilla.
Are there just no rules for how to name the most dangerous weapon ever created?
Yeah, it's kind of wild, huh? It's kind of wild how you'd think that like you would standardize the potential end of mankind.
I'm waiting for like Project Manhattan, and I'll be like,
Yeah. That you'd love that, wouldn't you? Plum Bob Priscilla.
I want to say fishing lure.
yeah.
We're gonna say fishing lure.
Fishing lure.
Hey, that's a SpongeBob ripoff, isn't it?
Or is SpongeBob a ripoff?
Nuclear test.
A plum bob.
Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. I would say no. What do you think?
I still think nuclear test.
Choose wisely.
I think it's a blur.
Okay.
Lives hang in the balance. Okay, Rochambeau. Power. Okay, all right. This is actually there's tension. Okay.
It's a lure.
It's a nuclear test.
Never count on
The
me for anything.
social commentary aspect of the United States government. What are you doing?
Yeah. No.
So
Don't. There is absolutely no like cultural bias to this whatsoever. Swedish pimple.
wait, were we gonna nuke Sweden? For what? Long John Silver.
They know what they did.
Is it us or them first?
Them.
Okay. Perfect.
We're with fishing lure.
Okay.
It's like a thing. It's a mushroom. I don't know.
When I'm like, that can't possibly be a nuclear test, it always
then it
is.
has to be. So yeah, let's go with
We're
that.
gonna say the Swedish pimple nuclear test in North Carolina.
Okay, oddly called shot on that one. Unfortunately, it is a fishing lure. I'm not keeping score. I hope someone is at home.
They're up by one, I think.
Okay, excellent.
That's kind of your job, Quizmaster.
No, I read words that I wrote 8 years ago. That's my job.
good job.
Red Wing Flathead.
What is with the pimple stuff? Red Wing, that's a hockey player. I am so.
Red Wing.
I would say.
They call me Red Wing Flathead.
I'm retired, but I'm coming in
Is
for
I
one last
quit an
job.
option?
Like
Yes.
I'm thinking fishing. Like I'm leaning fishing.
A lot of wings and fishing.
Although I think it's your. Do you go first?
I don't know anymore.
I can hardly contain myself. You decide first.
We'll go first.
Okay.
You got
Nuclear.
Okay.
Fishing lure.
Nuclear test. Zara Spook. Zara Spook.
Like the clothing store?
Yes. Yes. Like if a clothing store was haunted.
Oh, it's for CIA agents.
Yes.
It's the, yeah, okay.
I love her on TikTok. Sarah Spook. I follow her on TikTok.
That does sound like a TikToker. Love her dances.
I'm waiting for that.
Oh.
That feels like a nuclear test.
Sure does, doesn't it?
Damn it, Sam.
Yeah, let's go.
We're going to say
Like-
nuclear test and be wrong for the fourth time in a row.
Okay.
Zara.
Zara Spooktra.
Just
All right.
What is a fishing lure?
It's a fishing lure. All right, we're coming up on the final four here.
oh.
Are these impossible?
No, they're just my favorite to say.
Oatmeal cream.
Upshot knot hole.
Hey.
Do not allow this on your Google search.
I'm going to say a dumb thing. Oh, no, wait, they're going first on this.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have
No,
to say a
they're-
dumb thing and then you say a dumb
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make it the dumbest.
We're with nuclear.
Okay.
I think knothole was like the crater that a nuclear. We're also going to say nuclear.
That's a shame. But it is a nuclear test!
Yes.
Bowline noggin!
That sounds like an Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
He plays 9 characters.
Yes, absolutely.
One of them is a fruit. Just like a banana. Just, I
Banana.
don't know where that joke was.
I don't know where that was going. Yeah.
Do we go first?
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, bowline, fishing on a line.
Yeah, and like causing
yeah, you'd think
the
that, wouldn't you?
line to bow with the weight of the awesome fish you're catching. I don't know. Let's go fishing lure.
Let's go fishing lure.
All right.
We are also thinking fishing lure.
Nuclear test!
This is
Because of course it
wild.
makes sense.
Yep.
How do we still have a
Hot
government?
shot.
That is a Charlie Sheen movie.
Okay. Come on.
That's hot shots.
Part 2.
Pardon?
No, the
Hot shot.
Nerf gun.
I would roll the dice on the lure. What about you?
I'll go with it. We're going to say fishing lure.
All right, fishing lure. Fishing lure.
I feel like that's like not cool or opaque enough almost to be a nuclear test. You know what I mean?
I feel like they're dumb names. This one's so simple that maybe they got it right once. Check out our hot shot. That's a thermonuclear device. You cannot call it a hot shot. It's not a fun game. Maybe it is.
What do you think?
My brain has leaked out of my ear at this point.
All right, hold on a second. Heads or tails?
Oh, we're flipping. We got a quarter. No, we don't have a quarter. We have a digital
Are you
quarter.
gonna use a quarter app?
Flip a coin.
No. Flip your phone. Flip. You've got a case
Flip
on
your
it. Flip
phone.
your
Flip the
phone.
coin.
Flip your phone.
It said heads. Well,
What is that? That is not an answer. That is not an option.
Actually, the phone landed tails.
Okay. So what does that correspond to?
You're the one that wanted to flip a coin.
Nuclear test.
All right, we are gonna go with that horrible shame.
All right. Remind me of yours. Remind your answer.
We said fishing lure.
Fishing lure, nuclear test. It is.
One of those two.
It is. Yeah, we've narrowed it down. It is a fishing lure. All right. Has anyone actually been counting who's winning? They are winning.
They're winning by at least 4. So.
Okay.
We don't need a count.
Oh. All right. We are at our last entry.
Oh God.
It could be anyone's game except for yours.
So not anyone's game.
Nougat eel.
That is literally not a good name for anything. Show me literally any object in the world, and I'll be like, not a nougat eel.
Imagine if you would.
That sounds like the worst sushi.
And
It's Snickers sushi.
So you're a fish, right? You're a salmon. You're doing this thing or whatever, and you see a delicious Three Musketeers.
Are we first or second?
I don't believe you're first.
I think it's a trick.
That means second.
Oh, thank you.
A lot's riding on this.
Oligarch dignity.
No one has dignity up here. We established that.
I'm siding with you on this one, yeah.
We're thinking it's too obvious to be a fishing lure, so nuclear test.
We are also going to go nuclear test, and then the government is canceled.
Yes, yes. Well, I am pleased to announce that we are ending with both of them right. It is a nuclear test. Thank you for playing Fishing Lure or Nuclear Test, a quiz by me. There's no prize.
That's okay. The prize is playing the game.
Team on the spot, give yourself a round of applause.
Wait. Did we just give them 4 exposure? Like,
Yes,
Wow.
yes, expect that Twitter account to retweet us. You are relieved of your duties. Thank you so much. Thank you. Give it a round of applause. Team on the spot.
We hadn't done one of those in 5 years. Now we'll talk about FilmJoy, probably the reason you're here. At least 3 of you. God, yeah, I started Movies of Mikey 8 years ago, and we started Deep Dive 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I believe the first deep dive. Oh wait,
Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter Ascending.
Jupiter Ascending. Yes.
Just to give you the rundown, Movies of Mikey is my video essay show where I try to talk about the positive aspects of art and movies, sometimes video games, sometimes Stranger Things. That was weird. It should have been 1 season, I'm sorry. Sorry to call them out like that. The fact they got a 3rd one, no one else on Netflix has done that. So on some hand, I'm
They're
like,
up to 4 now.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Movies of Mikey started because I found the internet to be a very negative place. I'm sure you have all experienced this at some point. And
Finally, someone's saying it.
Yeah.
YouTube, be better. No, I wanted to do video essays, like not about why all movies are bad all the time, but to talk about where they come from, what they meant to the people making them. Because even though it's a business, it is still art, and generally good art comes from somewhere. And then we started Deep Dive, which is a show where our fans send us Blu-rays of the worst movies they could think of. And no matter what, we have to watch them and find things to enjoy about them,
Yep.
which with Wild Wild West, oddly, was the hardest one.
Yeah, that was the
We
one that I
like
had like
Batman v Superman by a factor of 5 better than Wild Wild West.
of all of them, the ones that I had like the most residual positive memories for was Wild Wild West. Specifically on TNT at like 9 p.m.
Wild Wild West is the only movie where an actor says the line, "It was just a titty whack." Like he just walks up to a person he doesn't know and plays her like a bongo.
Did you not see
that's a
Lincoln?
movie. What?
Did you not see Lincoln? There's a pivotal scene.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yes. Slapping him. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
I basically, like, in order of operations, do you guys want to watch the Movies of Mikey about Die Hard first, or do you want to kind of jump into questions and find stuff first? Which is more comfortable for y'all? I have COVID brain, so we're all broken now, so we're cool. We're cool.
I think Tara says start the video.
Okay.
We do what Tara says in this help.
Well, okay, I'll set this up a little bit then. Yeah, I somehow never made a Movies with Mikey about Die Hard, a movie that has been dissected in 1,000 ways, and I never wanted to touch it until I had things to say that other people haven't really said. Because, like, Die Hard there's a lot of opinions. So the video really starts with me being like, it's a Christmas movie, let's not even talk about it. But I wanted to talk about like where it came from, the book it came from, how they adapted it into this other thing. So without further ado, I guess we'll watch an episode of Movies of Mikey.
Hey, sorry, I have to do this.
Do it.
World premiere.
Okay, yes.
Wait, whoa.
Huh?
If you're gonna do Keely, I gotta do Keely.
Okay.
Exclusive!
It's like he's here with us.
Die Hard, the action genre rattling 1988 film, has become a lightning rod for clickbait. So many, including myself, have attempted to answer the age-old question of whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Surprise curveball. Shane Black was literally in McTiernan's previous movie, Predator, Christmas Illuminati confirmed. And that's not even where our little Christmas tale begins. Come back with me to the 1960s to meet Detective Joe Leland. Echoing voices implying a passage of time.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
No, you're not. I'm gonna tense your muscles and get out the notebook.
The names were different, but in a very literal way, the first actor to play John McClane was, wait for it, old Blue Eyes himself, Frank Sinatra. The Detective was a 1966 Roderick Thorpe novel that ends with the wrongful execution of an innocent man. Did I write? That's Die Hard? It's a book about rooting out police corruption and chasing the sins of your past. In 1968, The Detective is adapted and released in theaters starring Frank. This book gets a sequel a decade later, Nothing Lasts Forever. This book is a breath of stank 1979 air. Complete with retired and cranky cop Joe Leland attending a Christmas party at his daughter's work that is inevitably taken over by German terrorists led by, and I didn't make a word of this up, Anton Little Tony the Red Gruber. Anyway, why licensing the book to be a film could use with a few name changes. Christmas curveball number 2. John McTiernan, the dude that directed Predator and Die Hard back to back, bravo, wasn't so sure at first he wanted to make Nothing Lasts Forever into a film. It was already moving into the latter half of the very changed by Beverly Hills Cop 1980s. The book was grim, to put it mildly. He didn't really want to make Dirty Harry for the 400th time. He lobbies the studio to allow him to make that grim, dark book lighter in tone. He didn't want a retired, cranky cop, which John McClane would obviously ultimately become, but this intro is already too long, so just hold on to that for a second. On top of that, everyone thought McTiernan was nuts for going to bat for this goofball from Moonlighting.
Hello.
My goodness, Mr. Pesto, we're looking a little pale today, aren't we?
An even lesser-known stage actor goofball, Alan Rickman, delivers the performance of a lifetime in his film debut. Every villain performance in every film until the end of time will be measured up against this one. The OG, the man himself, Alan motherfucking Rickman. The Christmas setting was the thing from the book that McTiernan wanted to hang on to the most because it would help him make sight gags and keep the tone lighter in a movie kind of about shooting people in the face.
You got any Christmas music?
This is Christmas music.
It is built into the plot of the movie. It's also about stealing presents and being a real Grinch.
After all your posturing, all your little speeches, you're nothing but a common thief.
I am an exceptional thief, Mrs. McClane.
It was Christmas by necessity. None of this ever should have happened, so I guess what I'm saying is outside of how hard this movie was to make, Die Hard is a Christmas miracle. Anyway, I did a bunch of extremely useless math and weird thought experiments to try and frame Die Hard as the masterpiece of action cinema that it truly is.
Yeah. But all things being equal, I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Die Hard was a 1988 action film directed by John McTiernan, shot by Jan de Bont, produced by Lawrence Gordon and Joel Silver, and written by Jeb Stewart and Stephen S. D'Souza. I've been thinking about this movie since I was 8 years old. We had a copy taped off of television, so this movie was censored for the first 10 years of my life.
Another orphan of a bankrupt culture who thinks he's John Wayne. Rambo.
I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy? Cowboy?
Psst, that's the part we're supposed to say.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's an odd realization upon turning 40 that Jake Peralta actually don't have shit on me when it comes to loving this movie because it's a part of my very being.
Or that's a horror realization about the futility of time.
John McClane is a stubborn sack of rocks who hides behind his much more successful wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, and he knows it. Her company and success can afford to fly his children's absentee father out to LA to mope around and take absolutely zero responsibility for his previous actions. Luckily for John, it's Christmas and his kids would love to see him.
I mean, it's not huge or anything, but kids would love to have you at the house.
Well, what a surprisingly easy setup. You just prove you're a good dude that people can believe in, and then it's Christmas, baby. Of all nights in John's entire life, he's got to nail this one. Got this, John? You let the cocaine guy off the hook.
Missed something.
Totally chill. Let me just freshen up. Ah, beans. There's a terrorist situation developing in the lobby. Ah. The scale of this movie is tiny. And it's also a Christmas movie about the protagonist measuring up against people's expectations of him, overcoming John's biggest hurdle to ultimately become a better person but also save the day. Oh, that's right, that's literally all Christmas movies. Nobody really had confidence here. They took a book that wasn't exactly flying off the shelves in the mid-1980s and made it something truly one of a kind. Die Hard is a surprisingly simple movie. Father fixes family issues by doing the impossible.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
And in Nothing Lasts Forever, the book, Leland's daughter is addicted to drugs, and both her and Anton Little Tony the Red Gruber fall to their deaths together from the building at the end of the story. It's a real bummer. Jeb Stewart is really the one doing the work of adapting this book into a film. He's the first writer on this project. The world needs to be filled out more because the book really only exists from Leland's perspective. The additions here are really what makes Die Hard, so to speak. It's about more than the situation. It's this wonderfully designed film where all these different people do heroic work.
Nice suit. John Phillips, London.
Allow me a moment to explain. Point 1. In Die Hard, all police are terrible at their job and have no idea what's going on at really any time. And before you say, tut tut, what about Sergeant Powell? Gentle reminder, he was sitting behind a desk because he shot an adolescent holding a plastic toy gun. This entire film culminates in him finding the strength to fire his gun again. It's
cringe. There's no other word for it. This makes me cringe. It's embarrassing.
In Die Hard, all the FBI are terrible at their job, and all of the cops in the movie make fun of them for it.
The circuits that cannot be cut are cut automatically in response to a terrorist incident. You asked for miracles, dear. I give you the FBI.
It's the mere existence of the FBI that allows the ludicrous plan to work. Point 3. Die Hard is a Western. This was the pivot to lighten the tone in the script stage. No one can fix the situation but John McClane. Roy Rogers, his dang self, which is like Galaxy Brain movie making a Western set in Los Angeles. The cowboy just rolls into town and everyone around them is incapable. Point 4. Bruce Willis is a gifted, wonderful actor. I'm gonna lightly sear John McClane as a character over the course of this piece, but I want to be abundantly clear. Bruce Willis carries this entire franchise on his shoulders and always has. Through some subterfuge of their own, McTiernan had CinemaScore test Bruce Willis's screen score on the DL to try and create data to convince the studio to go with Willis. This definitely wasn't always a done deal. Arnold Schwarzenegger turned the part of McClane down, which is why any of this was possible. Joel Silver is the reason you have Alan Rickman in this film. Silver saw Rickman in a stage play over in England, and simultaneously to this, Stephen D'Souza is now doing a rewrite on Jeb Stewart's script, which was mostly about lightening the tone and fleshing out the world around the protagonist. Hey, come here for a second. I just want to keep this on the DL because on paper, Hans Gruber is the protagonist of this. May be cool. If Hans didn't show up, then Holly and John McClane wouldn't get back together, however temporarily it was. Hey, you guys, be real here, because it's so sad that John McClane can never overcome himself, despite his ability to overcome overwhelming odds all the time. He can't do it, you know. He just can't. They built this entire movie on essentially the chemistry between Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman, which brings us back to D'Souza doing rewrites on set and trying to figure out a way to get these two characters in the same room before the end. And funnily enough, D'Souza overheard Alan Rickman trying out his American accent on set and went, "Bing! Please, God, no, you're one of them, aren't you? You're one of them." That's why this scene exists. McTiernan, a real hard-ass to put it mildly, dropped Alan Rickman too early on purpose for the final shot of the movie. It took hours to convince Rickman to do this drop onto a bag because he was so deathly afraid of heights.
Again, with the benefit of hindsight, I looked at the faces of some slightly incredulous producers when I said that I would do it myself. And it was being dropped from about 40 feet, as I recall, because this was in the days of, there wasn't any CGI. So it was, let's drop the actor. They were very careful to make it my very last shot on the film.
That look of terror on his face that slowly morphs into the purest hatred of 1,000 suns is authentic.
It's like if John McClane slept with Hans Gruber, or even worse, Jeremy Irons from the third one.
I think Die Hard 1 is a collection of happy accidents and really clever problem solving. It's the other ones that I think we... Let me get my list. What of the hero who never learns? The core trait of John McClane as a character today is that of a cautionary tale, illustrating that empty heroics of diminishing returns not only ruin your life, but they take away your ability to grow and learn. The audience needs McClane to be exhausted and upset all the time. It's the only place he shines.
Do you think I understand a word you're saying? I don't know what we're yelling about!
I want to make a specific case for the perfect storm of untested talent that Die Hard truly was. It is a Hail Mary in a snowstorm, in ways that are not echoed in the diminishing reflections of John McClane, a dude that saw himself as Roy Rogers once upon a time.
Hey, that's Roy Rogers and Trigger!
What happens when a character grows beyond the things they were influenced by? The dude who freaking It's a Wonderful Life's himself when confronted by his own mortality and the numerous regrets he has in his own life.
God, that man looks really
pissed. He's still alive. What? Only John can drive somebody that crazy.
John's stubbornness is his strength that drives him beyond the limits of a sensible person to earn the opportunity to become an actual father and partner to his wife. With numerous "just die hard him again" sequels, the character grows into a husk of themselves. People throw the word canon around, but McClane is canonically a dude suitable for a whopping single situation and effortlessly becomes a psychotic denier of jurisdictional process. Rest of the time, he's just like, international law, huh? Okay, really messed up metaphor time. Imagine, if you will, that It's a Wonderful Life had 4 sequels where George Bailey just slowly pushes away everyone who loves him.
Brushes, combs. No.
The audience is the god of fate for poor John McClane. That's us. This character must appease our desire to see him turn into an alcoholic husk of a toxic human being who fight real good.
His own wife wants nothing to do with him, and he's about 2 steps shy of becoming a full-blown alcoholic. One step.
Human growth stagnates a franchise. Batman has to punch people in the face as a result of unresolved trauma forever. Okay, I'm gonna say the realest thing here. Our collective arrested development ensures that our favorite characters will never grow up and never fix it. You know what? Let's just go for it. I'm going to turn the whole Die Hard argument on its head. Die Hard 2 is not a Christmas movie. Kaboom. And I think further, its mere existence cheapens the effect of the first ones being a Christmas movie. Kaboom, boom, 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 boom. John just kind of starts breaking laws at the airport and ordering everyone around.
What is it?
You got a key for this door?
Yeah, why?
Because I want you to open it up. That's why.
I mean, I know we're dummies up here, McLean, so give us a little taste of your brilliant genius.
Who are you?
Marvin. I'm Marvin.
It takes place at Christmas, but really John just oversteps his bounds and acts like a real jackass for the entire runtime and then blows up the plane. And then the other planes can Die Hard 2 is after all a movie about, right-wing terrorism? Oh, no. Did anybody see if I just got demonetized? You want the hardest truth. The effect of entertainment companies gobbling each other up like popcorn to see who can be the king of IP Mountain was a one-way street. I'm about to say a hell sentence, so buckle your shit up. Die Hard, the brand of car battery, not the movie, a business that was sold twice in its lifetime, licensing the Die Hard film brand from Jesus Christ to make a Super Bowl car battery commercial for Advanced Auto Parts that features character reprisals from Die Hard 1's Theo and Argyle, but is also a Super Bowl ad for a car battery. Bonus fact, this 3-minute commercial is a better Die Hard 5 than Die Hard 5. Yes, I'm still on this!
I'm not done talking to you.
Here's the thing I'm pretty sure will eventually be brought through the hell dimension to our current corporealish reality. Lucy McClane, Season 1, coming this fall to Hulu. The longer you think about it, right? Die Hard 1 opened to wide release in America behind both Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Coming to America. It was an unknown quantity. No one knew how America would react to that particular brand of cranky. Here's a passive-aggressive statement yet entirely illustrative, but did you know? Die Hard made less money in 1988 than Crocodile Dundee 2. Sequels are a hell of a drug. It was the little engine that could, never quite replicating the lightning salad in the bottle the same way with each successive sequel. Here's the real shit. John McClane's descent into psychopathy is kind of like Scrooge or the Grinch or Rudolph or Elf or George Bailey just said screw it after their huge emotional breakthroughs and just were like, nah, actually, I'm just gonna not do the emotional labor thing and just go back to being a real piece of shit. So, I really just wanted to make an episode that celebrates the fact that Bruce Willis played his character so against type that became his type. Let's end it with one more, but did you know that I think will be quite illustrative of how all of this happened? What did you know? Frank Sinatra turned down the role, by the way, as Detective Joe Wet Blanket Womp Womp Noise Leland.
Nestor, you're a miserable son of a bitch.
Roderick Thorpe's #1 bestseller.
Sometimes it's the decisions you don't make that make all the difference. I like that.
Thank you. I'm going to take my mask off for 1 second to do this because it's the most important lesson I ever learned as a voice actor. You ready? This is the Alan Rickman paradox. Does anyone remember Dave Coulier on Full House and America's Funniest People when he did the jackalope? Fast as fast can be, you'll never catch me. So if you're doing this voice and you start to pitch it down, filthy hobbits is one to take it. And if you keep going and you pitch it all the way down, Mr. Potter, please. What was it you said to me earlier? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. No, so that, just so you know how to do it good, Alan Rickman, you just pitch it down.
We've all grown.
We all grew as people today. I love that.
This panel is educational, y'all.
Yes,
We
first
try
and
to be.
foremost. That's the whole panel that we thought of.
Yeah, I mean, we should do
Q&A?
questions and stuff, because I'm sure there's a few, I hope.
Do we have a microphone? We do have a microphone.
We're getting a microphone. Who has questions? Cool. We always leave time at the end for questions. Sam, ask me a question.
Oh, God. Mikey.
Yeah, that's me.
What's your process, man?
Got it. I write a bunch of notes about a movie, and then I throw all those away, and then I write new notes about what I actually want to talk about. I want to say something new, because I feel like with Die Hard specifically, there's all these debates about whether or not it's a Christmas movie, and like undeniably it is. Its entire existence is to be a Christmas movie. But John McClane sucks so bad after that it un-Christmas movies the first one a little bit. And that's weird, and I'm like, nobody ever talks about this. Die Hard 2, not a Christmas movie. It takes place at Christmas, not a Christmas movie. He doesn't learn anything. He just blows up half the airport.
We can all aspire to it. I think we have a first question here.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Maddox. Whenever you guys upload a video, I watch the movie first and then kind of do the review with you and see if we match or disagree. So I just rewatched Battleship.
Oh.
That was a great one.
Tasty movie, right?
And I'm wondering what each of you guys would pitch if you had to pitch a studio on a video game movie remake.
Video game movie. If I could attack any movie, I swear to God, it's Double Dragon. Ooh. I want to make Scott Wolf should not be Double Dragon. Everybody's like, who is Scott Wolf?
Like Mortal Kombat already exists, so like I'm good, but...
What if we released an Elden Ring movie and we go to the theater, we just slap you in the face as hard as we can? And then we just go, figure it out!
It's that, get good! It's that
get good, homie.
It's that 4D experience, it's really immersive. Just because I worship at the altar of Ellen McLean and would just love to see her for another 2.5 hours, give me that good Portal.
Oh, yeah.
And really dig deep.
Now, is Ellen McLean canonically John McClane's
Yes,
sister?
actually, it's a weird family history.
Wow, my brain just combined Portal and Die Hard, and I died.
So Chell is actually Lucy McLean's great-great-granddaughter. with it. No, I don't know.
Can is not real. Next question.
That's not real.
Well, I would personally say, I would take Clue as it is, and then completely re-render it in CGI, and now it's Luigi's Mansion.
Very good.
Strong answer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Hello. So you mentioned how you want to try and say something new, which I think is really interesting. How often do you have a piece of media that you want to talk about or you feel is interesting, but like how often do you get stumped by that? Like you feel like you don't have something. And then what are some of the ways you sort of like push yourself to think of new things to say?
Yeah, YouTube is kind of a double-edged sword. People will, like this, for example, just go in like an hour when that goes live on YouTube and just read the hate comments. Because they will be there. Because I've taken any side on the Die Hard thing, but like, there's this expectation that you will like reinforce whatever internal beliefs people have, and they decide what their entertainment is based on like finding echo chambers. Because we have limitless echo chambers, and to me, it was like once we stopped trying to get like trying to beat the algorithm, because the algorithm does not like us. We're nice to people and want you to be better people. That does not get clicks. Like, and that's we just divorced ourselves from caring, though not all the way to the point where I'm ready to do one of my favorite movies, Whale Rider, because it'll get 100 views and I'll be sad for a while. But maybe somebody else should watch Whale Rider and maybe that would do it. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Elisa?
Oh gosh, it's difficult because as a content creator in the year of Megan Thee Stallion 2022, it is
sauce.
It's hard to, because as you have often so many times said, art is a business, and it is so hard to balance like chasing that and trying to reach an audience, but without like diluting your own opinion so much that you no longer have one.
Yeah, well, it's like sort of true in the meta as well, because like I try to make my video essays a little slightly more esoteric and like dig holes. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna think about this, and like I try to leave things unresolved so you actually have to think about stuff, as opposed to just here is literal reality.
Yeah.
All Star Wars women are bad. I can't do it. I can't. You don't know how a lightsaber works. And that is the internet. I'm glad I could teach you all about it.
Cool, thanks. And
It's bad.
I'll watch anything you make, so you got me.
Hi, my name's Harrison. I had a question about one of the points you brought up. Why is Jingle All the Way so insane?
What is?
Why is Jingle All the Way so insane?
Ooh.
Okay, Jingle All the Way is a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger punches a reindeer in the face. And he commits so many crimes to get an action figure, which he does not accomplish. So Jingle All the Way is also a movie where he does a ton of crimes for no reason.
Are you trying not to sell me on this movie? Like,
oh crap, yeah.
yeah, uh-oh. You just wrote the back of the box.
I mean, I still watch it when I feel sad, and it makes me feel happy because I'm like, I will never make that movie. And that is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Good question.
Hi.
Hello.
This is probably an easy fan service question, but 8 years movies with Mikey, 5 years deep dive. What do you want to say? Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe I was wrong?
Yeah. Or try again.
I was too mean to Infinity War. But like the internet was way meaner to me, so whatever. I saw my friends, like people I cared about deeply, who lived through abusive situations in their own life, reacting really badly to the idea that love exists when you murder your own daughter. And that just made me really angry. But like I was wrong in not giving that more of a because I like it. Infinity War, it's fine. I'm just saying like people, like if you're a child that is living through an abusive situation, and your parent who's abusive to you takes you to that movie, and then that movie says, abuse is love, actually. That sucks. Disney, that sucks. But yeah, it's all opinion. It's just how I see movies. So like when people tell me I'm wrong, I'm like, about my own feelings? But yeah, I would do the Infinity War episode differently. Do you have an example in your head where you think I was wrong?
Absolutely not.
What?
No.
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 Oh, okay. Well, okay, actually, let's take this slightly seriously. My biggest regret with FilmJoy is backing J.K. Rowling. But her situation is that story exists because the disease I have, MS, is what took her mother away from her. And Harry Potter is an expression of losing your parents. And I think that book series and film series meant something to people that it really sucks that turf-ass beehole has to, like, ruin it. And I'm like, dude, you're already a billionaire. Just, like, shut up forever.
That's what
So,
the B
like,
stands for.
Yeah, the beehole. Sorry, I'm wrong for talking about it because now these videos exist where I'm like, these are really cool films and they came about in really interesting ways. But then she's like, here's a list of people that aren't people. And I hate that. I hate that, JK, if you're watching this, Joanne, friggin' give it a rest, dog.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. So one of my favorite things about the FilmJoys is the look more behind the camera and seeing the names to the parts of movie making that I never really think about, like the cinematographers and directors and writers and things. So I was wondering if you were executive producer with an infinite budget, who would like your dream, like, director, cinematographer, writer, crew be?
Oh, okay. God, my brain is COVID brain. What? Oh, Edgar Wright and Roger Deakins. Thank you, Sam. Good save. I forgot Roger Deakins' name. My brain was just like, it was in another state for a second there. It was Oklahoma. It was not cool.
Thank you.
Well, this is the last question because we are out of. Oh no, wait, we have.
Okay, we can do. Just go quick.
Yep, 2 more questions.
Okay, do them quick.
So, if I could ask really quick, then, you talked about with John McClane, like how the character just was forced to become this thing. But then I also think about how you talk about in the same video Batman, who is not allowed to change at all. In your eyes, what sort of is that line before, and it's so weird, but like the line before something becomes impossible to change, and how do you reach it, and can it come back over, and can you expound upon?
Wow, that made me think about Lost for a second for some reason. I was like, Jack Shepard doesn't learn shit. Spoiler, I guess. It'll make you really mad at the end if I've seen anything. To me, like the John McClane thing is like that movie. Like it was just one movie to me, and he does like get it for a second, and then he just becomes this like horrible dude. And it's like the canon of a character doesn't matter, but it kind of does because it means less. I think Rey Skywalker is a great example of someone who didn't learn the lesson she was supposed to in that movie. Sorry to throw a Star Wars opinion out there. Like what drives me crazy about like her character is this woman who was sold for drinking money, like becomes this amazing thing, and then it's everyone else's choices on what she does and like which lightsaber she gets, and it's weird because the end of the whole Skywalker saga really focuses on Leia and Han and Luke more than Her, and it's her movie trilogy. I'm sorry I made you cry.
Single little tears.
We are at time. I see there's one more question, but we do encourage everyone to come down to the FilmJoy booth in Bandland in the lobby right by the escalator.
Support local artists.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. We're going there right now.
We're going right down there.
We'll be there. Thank you, everyone, for coming out here to this physical place. We're here at PAX. Woo! Thank you to everyone at home. I've been Sam Winkler.
I've been Elisa Melendez.
And I've been Sam Winkler.
And this has been FilmJoy.